Los Angeles, 1977. A city known for its glitz, glamour, and endless sunshine. But beneath the surface, a dark shadow was spreading. Women were disappearing, only to be found days later, discarded like trash on the hillsides. The city was in the grip of terror, and the culprits were closer than anyone could have imagined. This is the chilling story of the Hillside Stranglers, two cousins who turned the city of angels into a hunting ground. Over the course of 4 months, Kenneth Bianchi and Angelo Buono abducted, tortured, and murdered at least 10 young women, leaving their bodies on display as a gruesome calling card. But how did these two men evade capture for so long? And what drove them to commit such heinous crimes? From their twisted partnership to their eventual downfall, this is a tale of deception, manipulation, and the relentless pursuit of justice. The Hillside Stranglers didn't just terrorize Los Angeles. They exposed the darkest corners of human nature, and their story is one you'll never forget. Stick around, because what you're about to hear will shock you to your core. The Hillside Stranglers, how two cousins terrorize Los Angeles, ***. Los Angeles, 1977. The city of angels was under siege. Over the course of 4 months, the bodies of young women began appearing on hillsides, abandoned lots, and dumpsters. Each victim had been sexually assaulted, strangled, and left in a degrading pose. The media dubbed the killer, or killers, the Hillside Strangler. But what no one knew at the time was that this wasn't the work of one man. It was the work of two. This is the story of Kenneth Bianchi and Angelo Buono, the cousins who terrorized Los Angeles and became two of the most notorious serial killers in American history. Who were Kenneth Bianchi and Angelo Buono? Kenneth Bianchi and Angelo Buono were cousins, but their paths to infamy couldn't have been more different. Bianchi, born in 1951, was adopted and grew up in Rochester, New York. He was a charming manipulator, often faking illnesses and psychological disorders to gain sympathy. Buono, on the other hand, was a hardened criminal, born in 1934. He grew up in Glendale, California, and had a long history of violence, abuse, and run-ins with the law. By the time Bianchi moved to Los Angeles in the mid-1970s, Buono was already a pimp and a small-time crook. Together, they formed a deadly partnership. The killing spree begins. The Hillside Stranglers' reign of terror began in October 1977. Their first victims were sex workers, but they soon escalated to targeting young women and girls from all walks of life. The killers would pose as police officers, gaining their victims' trust before abducting them. Once in their control, the women were subjected to unspeakable horrors, raped, tortured, and strangled. Their bodies were then dumped in public places, often on hillsides, as if to taunt the police. The murders were brutal and calculated, designed to shock and intimidate the investigation. The LAPD was under immense pressure to catch the killers. The media frenzy only added to the chaos, with headlines screaming for justice. But the Hillside Stranglers were cunning. They left little evidence behind, and their victims seemed to have no connection to each other. The break in the case came when a witness reported seeing two men posing as police officers near the abduction site of one of the victims. This led investigators to consider the possibility that there were two killers working together, but identifying them proved to be a daunting task. The arrest and trial. In 1979, Kenneth Bianchi was arrested in Bellingham, Washington, after attempting to murder two women. Under interrogation, Bianchi tried to fake multiple personality disorder, but his act was quickly exposed. He eventually confessed to the Hillside Strangler murders and implicated his cousin, Angelo Buono. Buono was arrested shortly after, and the two were charged with the murders of 10 women. The trial was one of the longest and most expensive in California history. Both men were eventually convicted and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The legacy of the Hillside Stranglers. The Hillside Stranglers' crimes left a lasting scar on Los Angeles. Their case exposed the vulnerabilities of a city grappling with crime and corruption. It also highlighted the dangers of manipulation and the devastating consequences of unchecked evil. Kenneth Bianchi and Angelo Buono may be gone. Buono died in prison in 2002, and Bianchi remains behind bars. But their story serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the human soul. The story of the Hillside Stranglers is one of terror, tragedy, and the enduring quest for justice. As we remember the victims, Yolanda Washington, Judy Miller, Lissa Caston, and the others, we're reminded that behind every headline is a life lost too soon. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into history's darkest chapters. And let me know in the comments, what do you think drove Bianchi and Buono to commit such heinous crimes? Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.